How's it going, guys? So after roll racing on Saturday, I've had a few problems between both cars, which was a bit of a nightmare between jobs when I've got 0 out of 2 cars actually running. The SS has had a bit of a charge issue where it's not starting. It's got enough power, but then as soon as you don't go to turn the key, it actually stops running. Maybe all the power turns off and everything like that. So I've just picked up a new battery from Super Cheap Auto, so hopefully that fixes that issue. And then that way it's sort of called it a day there by just swapping the battery out. So I'm just going to pretty much get the housing off, which means I've got to pull fucking half this boot apart. When I go to put the key in, everything seems fine. All the lights come up on the dash. Happy days. Click through these, wait for that to go. All of a sudden, got all those. I've never had those before, so I'll be honest, I had to call my builder about it because I didn't really have any clue, because to me, there's power to the car. He said get a new battery because that should be the issue, but that actually is a new one. I haven't seen this come up before. It says battery saver mode, so hopefully that should fix the problem. Again, I've never really dealt with it before because normally I don't get any of these lights, it just sort of doesn't start. What actually happens is when I go to start the car, the hazards start flashing. So that was like weird as, I've never seen that before. And I was just a bit puzzled on why that was happening. So hopefully it's the battery, get it all sorted and then go from there, and then happy days. And then that's one of the 2 cars fixed, because on Saturday, the Maloo went really well for roll racing. No issues, really ran nicely. Put some octane booster in to like sort of get it running a bit cleaner, and happy days. But last night on the way home from work, the car came up with low oil pressure, and the gauge in the center console up top was going from like normal to 0, normal to 0. Then it would sort of like play, like I've never seen that move before, besides sort of like from 3 to 4, 4 to 5. That's about it. At least if that's just a sensor issue, then I can have the Maloo back on the road as well, and then both cars are sorted again until I get the oil set up changed on this one. But I did speak to my mate about that one, and I will be getting that changed momentarily. I'm gonna drop by him next week, and we're gonna pretty much chuck on the hoist, have a quick look, organize what we need to do, and more of a game plan. I will definitely bring the cameras along and get you guys to know him a little bit as well, because he's actually a funny bugger. Like, I knew him from back in the school days, and he also helped bring the passion alive when it come to my cars and stuff like that. Yeah, fuck, he actually had quite a few cars back in the day, and that's I think that's sort of like, was excited to see someone like bounce from car to car. So I look forward to sort of like working with him and having a crack at something that I probably would never touch in my life. So I'm looking forward to that, because I get to pull my car apart but also do it the right way. That way, when I do plan on selling this car towards my next projects and stuff like that, I'm at least giving someone a well looked after car, because this is the first few problems I've actually had with this car, and that way, at least if it's done correctly, then I'm very happy with it. Look at getting my car in a tow truck on Friday, or probably tomorrow afternoon, depending on time schedules and what time I finish work and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to at least get that running again. I don't know why. I genuinely think it's just a fuse, so it'll be a couple $100, but that's the joys of having 2 cars that you actually give a shit about. I'm gonna jump into getting this battery switched over, because I have work in about an hour and a half. Right, so I've got the tools, just gonna spin that side off. It's not stuck in there. So hopefully I've got the right stuff here. So 15. No, that's a 13. Okay. That's cool. I've been thinking about for a while, like when I do eventually go to wrap the Maloo again, I'm just trying to figure out what color I go. Like I've done quite a few, like I've done yellow, orange, pink, green, but I've done pink twice. The car was black underneath, and I'm just not sure what color I want to go. I feel like if I was to wrap it again, I genuinely think, well, I will. I think I want to do purple next. So I definitely, it's something that I like to think of for quite some time, because like there's so many colors out there, and it's like, what do I do? What's gonna look alright? Like I wouldn't mind doing, there's a forged carbon one that was done years and years ago, back in, I think it was Tokyo, on a VF. It had a GDS body kit, so I don't know if it was a GDS or VF GDS Malu, like a mock-up. But that's what I'm sort of like thinking. It's an expensive vinyl because it's a premium, so it's something that I'll have to confirm I want to do, but I'm not that far off, because hopefully start of next year I'll be in a spot where I can actually use have a garage to do it at my own place to live. So it's something that I like definitely just want to like try and figure out, so that way when I do move in, me and Ben can sort of like both change the colors of our cars, like fairly straightforward. That one's off. So if you have any recommendations or like, you know, thoughts, I mean, shoot them through. I try to stick away from all the Chinese brands, just not a fan. Maybe I'll give them a go. Like, the difference is they apply very differently, and the issue with that means that I may have issues like with the pullback and stuff. Like, obviously I'll spend the time and effort to make sure it's a really good job, but it's also, I want to make sure that it's not going to be a forever, like at the end of the day I'll change it. If I have somewhere to rewrap my car every 6 months, then I'll 100% will. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, that is out. Why it's sitting on cardboard, I've got no goddamn clue. It's full sitting on cardboard. So random. So random. I don't understand why it's sitting on cardboard, but if it was on like a piece of carpet, it makes sense, but that's just someone that's man-made that. Oh, I'm gonna get the other battery and then we're gonna start slapping that one in. Oh, okay. We've gone with a Century high performance one. Hopefully this all works out. I'm gonna take these off before I slap them on. Let's go. In she goes. Motherfucker. Okay. Just slap that there. There. Hopefully this is my fix. So what we'll do is do that. But yeah, if you have any thoughts on the colour and shit, fuck, I'll definitely contemplate it. It's just, I try not to be boring and just do the same colours. Like, I'd love to do red, but it's just like when you can wrap a car, like red, a basic red is pretty boring. Like, I'm half tempted with like a satin red, because it would match my interior and hopefully seat belts in the near future. But then again, I also don't want to stick with my red seats for too much longer as it is. Get that one done. Get this. And then hopefully the car starts. Nothing like a shin or a battery that you put down before. Okay. Okay, let's jump in the car and see if that's fixed my problem. So this is what it's doing. There's no hazards on. That's hazards on. Now it's off. Let's have a squeeze. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to say it's something to do with the anti-theft system of this. Okay, it's started. But see, the hazards are still on. Okay. No, indicators are going back on. See. Gonna take it to work. I'm gonna grab some jumper leads before I leave anyway, and hopefully it just sort of stops again. I'm just gonna hope that it sort of stops doing that and go from there. So gonna quickly just get the Maloo off to Benny at Hills Performance in Narellan, and with the help of Jamie helping us get us there. So we've got the oil issue to fix up, and then pretty much that should be it. So I'm just gonna start the car and get us ready to go. Let's go. So if you're in the Narellan, Camden, sometimes Wollongong area, you're more than welcome to hit up Jamie. He'll happily help you out with your towing needs. I'll put his info in the description. Honestly, yeah, he's a cracker. He used to own Senny back in the day, and he's just sold that to pretty much support and run his business. So he's really putting the effort in to sort of like get his shit done. So I'll leave that in the description for you guys and go from there. Alright, so we're just here at Benny's in Narellan. Just going to get this car off the trailer and then off the truck, and then give keys to Benny and go from there. Jamie actually goes all over pretty much New South Wales. He does Queensland trips, he does Victoria trips, so if you need him, he's your guy, so definitely hit him up. Alright, let's get this car off the tow truck. So I got a text message from Benny saying that the car's pretty much fixed now. So I'm happy to go pick that up in a couple of hours, just when I can get a chance to go do it. He did say it was a bit of a wiring issue, so that was why it was coming up. So I'm pretty happy that the fact that it's supposedly fixed, and excited to go pick it up. So looking forward to it. That should be one issue fixed, because the SS keeps putting its hazards on. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but that's fine. I can keep dealing with that and go from there. But yeah, at least the loo's fixed, and I can sort of like just daily that as much as I need to until this is sort of fixed, with the oil leak and stuff like that. But I'm happy either way. It's a good day. You don't get, you know, sometimes you get in a rut where your car just sort of has issues after issues. And I've had a pretty good run the last probably six-ish plus months since last year, when I done the gearbox and the clutch for the Maloo, because that was a pretty expensive ordeal, but all part of the fun, right? So I'll pick that up and I'll see you when I'm there. Well, I picked it up. Turns out it was as simple as just pushing a plug back on to the fuel sensor. So thankfully, no bill, no nothing. The car is fixed now. It was just a minor problem, like I thought it would have been, but when it comes to oil pressure and all that stuff, and especially when your dash is telling you to turn the motor off, it's just one of those things. I would rather have a bill rather than a new motor, and also the other fees on top of it. So happy days, and on to the next. Up next, we're going to be doing Jackson's rad support. I'm just gonna chuck it in the driveway before he goes to work and try and swap that over. This is the rad support. I've just got it set over here. So now we're gonna have a working washer bottle and a complete actual crash bar on his car, which is really good. So then he'll have his windscreen wipers and all that stuff working. Okay, so I've just got Jackson's car on the driveway. It is sprinkling, so this may get a little bit interesting as time goes on, but realistically, once the bar's off, it's a pretty straightforward job. So I'll get the jack and then get the stands out, take the front wheels off, and then that way it should be pretty straightforward. He doesn't have a splash tray cover on it, so it takes a lot less time to get it off. And then once I get that off, I can easily sort of like start pulling this shit off. Yeah, shit. What the fuck? Yeah, right. Must be rubbing on fucking this or something. Damn. Yeah. Wouldn't recommend driving on that, Jack. Alright, now that the rims are off, I'll pop the bonnet. It's starting to sprinkle now, so hopefully it's not too bad. Definitely a great day to be doing car stuff outside. I'm probably going to be soaked by the end of this job. So when you're pulling cars apart, this right here, clip remover, probably one of the best tools you'll ever have. Okay, so I've just got two 10 mils and two clips here. I will be doing a head unit in my dad's car in the next couple of weeks as well. We're just putting a aftermarket, probably a Kenwood head unit in it. So we'll be chucking that on in a couple of weeks. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna get my dad to give me a hand quickly get this off, and then we can start getting these headlights off. I just gotta peel it off. There's a little bracket that sort of like holds it in under this headlight, so I can do it. I just need you to sort of like more support it. So if you want to put your hand sort of here, maybe just try and grab it here. Yep. And then just more, that one's more of a support hand, just in case it peels out too fast. Okay, I'm gonna get you to switch sides now. Got it? Yep. And then sort of same spot, just hold the side. Yep. And then slowly peel away. Just something hold that in. Yep. Yeah. And then just drop it down. Just watch out for those cables. Maybe just sit it on your foot for a second. Should be able to unclip those. Is that clips? Yep. Yeah, so put your finger behind that. No, so just carefully, yep, nice. Same thing, just carefully pull that tab out and then flip. Okay, that is off. So we get the headlights out now. Would be a little easier with a impact, but I don't really have the time to go spend looking. Especially when this is enough. Should be able two, and there should be some down here. I'll show you what I mean by they've actually cut it. This is another reason the clip remover comes in handy. Just sort of clicks in, and we are cut. Open with that one. Booga! On to the next. So I've been actually posting videos since the 14th of May. So I'm pretty much approaching 3 months. 3 months of, I guess, making videos, which is pretty crazy to be honest. Like almost every weekend I've posted for 3 months. I think there's only been pretty much last week that I didn't post. So the week before was the only week I didn't post, but that was a issue with the downloading of the video. So it is what it is. I had that video ready. It's just I couldn't get the computer to download it fast enough. I think I stuffed up a lot of the settings, and it just took like, I think it was about 50 hours to download that video. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass. I was actually like fuming the whole week, bro. Yeah, I must have just changed the settings. I don't know why, but here's what it is. We all live, we learn. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm pretty much 3 months into my videos this year so far, which I'm pretty proud of myself for that. When I perhaps put it off and off and off until I just said fuck it. So now that I'm like 3 months in, it's crazy to see how much I've changed in regards to like the way I took the camera and just sort of like present myself a little bit. I am always learning and improving, getting better, because at the end of the day, that's the whole aim of the game. You've got to pretty much adjust and learn every day. But I'm hoping by the time I hit 6 months that I'm monetized. That would be pretty crazy. We've got a planned trip to Queensland, me and my brother. We're going to be going for about a week. We're going to go there. We're just trying to confirm the hotels, but because we've both been working so much, it's been pretty hard to organise it. But that's the part of life, eh? Because Ben's been busting some hours. I'm pretty proud of him for that. He's he's doing really well. So we're gonna plan to go up there. I want to try and record a lot of that content, and then that'll be like almost like a I plan to do like almost a movie special style of video. That way, it's That'll be a big one. Like I love the idea of being able to capture some of those moments, so that way, you know, as I progress and potentially make a bit more of a career out of this, it'll be something that you can capture a little bit of my personality a bit better, but also you'll have my brother there, which he's also a cracker too, so it's pretty exciting to think about, like having something like that. So yeah, we're about 3 months into my videos. That's pretty insane to think that I've lasted like doing it for this long. It's pretty cool, and I just want to say, yeah, big thanks to everyone that's like sort of followed or just engaged with my content since then. It's pretty cool. At the end of the day, everyone's here to learn. The difference is I'm doing it on a bit more of a public platform, so it does open you up for some criticism, but at the end of the day, I just want to improve my life every day, and I want also everyone to succeed at the same time. Like, I've got the support undone. Now it's just a matter of, I've got to get in here. I've got these little sensors. I got that and that to pretty much undo. There's a little screw in here. I've got to get that on both sides. The only downside is on this, I have obviously the VE one, but this is a VF/VE one, doesn't matter. I don't have the little tabs. Yeah, so they are different. The only issue I'm going to have is I'm not going to be able to properly mount the OTR, but that's fine because I at least have the other mounting points to screw back into the other rad support. So at least it'll work out regardless. It just won't have the extra 2 points of plugs back into the rad support. So I'll jump into that and then we'll get this back together. That's now off. What I might do is I might just spend the 5 minutes just to have a quick suss on how quick it is to take the other stuff, and I might just reuse his rad support and just put the new filler and new Rio onto his car. That might be a little bit easier because that way at least it's back to the way it was supposed to be. It's just got a better Rio and then filler. I'll have a quick look at that, back in 2 moments. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the 5 minutes just to pretty much swap everything over, because it seems to be pretty much a-okay, and then that way at least it'll be all back to the way it should be fitted, just with a good Rio and the good reservoir. Okay, so that's pretty much that put back together. I believe that's the best I could get it. I had to just sort of grind into the lower garnish, just so that way it sort of sit the washer bottle in it a bit better. But he will at least have a washer bottle now on his car. So I'm looking forward to that for him, and I'm gonna start getting ready to put this back on now. I think that's it. The only issue I'm gonna have is probably try and plug these two bad boys back in, and let's move on. After tinkering around for a while, I just wanted to make sure washer bottle works. Washer bottle works, which is all that needed to happen, and fuck yeah. So now I'm gonna start putting this all back together. It's a little bit of a time lapse, so that way you aren't watching the whole video, because I feel like this might be a bit of a longer one now. And if you have watched this far, I appreciate it. Didn't expect it to be this long. But yeah, I'm gonna start smashing this out, and I will see you shortly. Okay, so that's all done, all back together. It was getting dark and a little late, so I sort of like just fast forward a little bit and put it all together. Yeah, so he has the washer fluid water now, so he should be able to clean his window and stuff like that. He's got a complete Rio back together. Happy days. and I'll give you a quick show, but that should pretty much sum up this part of the video. Fuck yeah, another day done. And hopefully the cost, nothing like a shin or a battery that you put down before.